Hello, Ann Utterback here, and today we are going to talk about the 5 actions to take the absolute moment your spouse moves out. So this is when we've had the conversation and boom, they're gone. And so what do? Well, number 1, throw out the alcohol or whatever substance you use to medicate. You have got to think clearly, especially if you still have kids in the house, other people there. For me, I knew it only takes like a drink or two to get my tongue pretty loose. And I knew that if I were to indulge in drinking, that I would just start saying things that my kids did not need to hear. All my emotional turmoil would come out in my words. And the alcohol would just help that along. And I just knew, can't do it. That's not okay. Plus, you don't want to be medicating through this as hard as it is, and how you're so like so many emotions are going through you right now. You've got to just sit and feel it. As icky and as uncomfortable as it is, feel it. Because the sooner you allow yourself to feel all those emotions, the sooner you can process what's happening. So the moment my husband walked out the door, I literally walked into the kitchen and I opened up every bottle of booze I had. Wasn't a lot, but still, I did everything. And I just poured it down the sink and I threw all the cans and bottles into the recycle bin. And I decided no. And also things that were distracting to me were television. I love to watch TV, just zone out, binge watch, whatever. And so that was another thing. I was like, nope, not going to do that. So I kept the TV off. The only thing I listened to was worship music because I knew I had to keep my thinking straight as could be through these moments. And my kids were not at the house when this happened, and I knew that they were coming home. And the last thing they needed was a mom sitting on the couch, drinking and watching a movie. And in an exasperated, painful experience, crying and be like, oh my God, you're home. No, that is not what they needed. They needed their mom because their dad left them to. That was the reality. And so I had to feel the emotion, everything else. So whatever you use to medicate, it could be food, it could be drinking, it could be pills, it could be medication, it could be I don't know what it is, but you do. You know exactly what it is as I'm saying these things. What would you use to completely check out, to distract yourself from feeling the emotions of your spouse walking out the door? So that's number 1. Action number 2, stay off social media. Do not jump on social media and change your relationship status. When those lovely vague prayer requests that people put on there, and don't do it, because as soon as you do that, you're fishing for people to reach out to you. Oh honey, what's wrong? Oh, I'm praying for you, hope everything's okay. All those like feel good kind of things. And you know what, it's best to just stay off social media. Even if they go on social media themselves and change their relationship status or whatever they choose to do, let them choose to do what they're going to do. Don't fire back. Don't get caught up in the emotions, okay? Just stay off social media. Don't post random vague things, or start maybe posting memes about narcissistic relationships, abusive relationships, a cheating spouse, all of those things that are out of character of what you normally post. If you start kind of going down that road, just ease up. We gotta walk through this, and this just happened, so your emotions are high, okay? They just walked out the door. Just take a deep breath. Don't even look at social media. Just stay off, okay? That's action number 2, which is a non-action. Okay, so number 3, go and scream in your pillow. So helpful. I'm a very more of a quiet, laid back individual. And because I had kids in the house, I wasn't going to just like yell out explicits and scream and do all the frustrating things. And so I would just go in my room and just take the pillow and just scream in my pillow and just let out all of that like gut wrenching like pain that you're experiencing right now. Just let it out. Just scream into that, so that way you're not disturbing. Just have your moment of just utter release of all the things. Okay. And I did this more than once. So yeah, separated for almost 3 years. So yes, there was more than one time I would go in my room and scream in my pillow. So highly recommend. It was very, it just helped. It helped ease all the things. And it also kept me from verbally vomiting on people about all my emotions and what I was going through. And, we wanted to try and stay away from that, but that's a whole nother video. This is we're just talking about the moment this happens, that what do you do? So we're trying to just process in a healthy way as best we can. And so yes, go scream in your pillow, and then after you scream in your pillow, have a good cry. Just release it. When I get really angry, that's when the tears flow. And after doing this and then having, I went to counseling and stuff, and then I learned that anger a lot of times is a secondary emotion that you feel because of grief or sadness. And it's like, oh, right. Because when I get sad or I lose someone, you go through the grief phase, I would always stuff it, because I didn't want to show that emotion. I didn't want to show the crying, the tears, And so I just would stuff it and I'd hold it in. Well, then later on, like 6 months later, all of a sudden you get angry and then you're just so mad and the tears would start flowing. And I was like, why am I crying? And it's like, now I understand, because I would stuff my sadness and my grief. And so then when it came out as anger, I would cry. So have a good cry. It's, again, emotional. Take a moment. And then if you struggle with crying, like I do, I purposefully have some go-to movies that I watch that force me to just ugly cry. And so I have like Terms of Endearment, anything that involves someone passing away from cancer. Sorry if I just gave away the ending of the movie, but if you haven't seen it by now, you're probably not gonna. It's an old movie. But any movie, and maybe it doesn't take much for you to cry. Maybe it was immediate. It just depends on your personality and your character and what you do. So for me, I needed to force myself to just have a good cry. So yes, and I was able to do that before my kids came home because they were older and they were driving. So I was able to process all of these things in the few hours while I was by myself. And so yeah, I had a good cry just to kind of let it out, get out that release. And then the last thing, the fifth thing, is now you need to prep for the next day. You got to keep moving. You got to get going. Process how and what are you going to tell people? Because when I went into work, at the time I worked for a church. And so I told I was support staff for 5 people. And so I went around and I told each person individually to let them know what was going on, because I knew I was going to have bad days. I knew that there would be moments I would just be sitting at my desk and I would just maybe start crying, or I would zone out, or I would get angry, or I couldn't process or think, or all the things. My spouse moved out unexpectedly. I had no clue. And then I had to go to work. You got to keep going. And not only that, but I had one kid that was still in school. So I had to make sure he still got up, got to school, had his things, all the stuff while he's processing the same thing I am. And so prep for the next day, even if it means pull your clothes out of what you're going to wear. Make sure the lunches are packed. Make sure you get to sleep. And again, if you don't medicate, then you should be able to get a good night's sleep. So make sure that you are prepping, because you're going to have to get out of bed the next day and the next day and the next day. And just know that it's going to be okay. This is a tough go. There's no two ways. I mean, you can't say it any other way. This is tough, and it's going to stretch you and your emotions, but you can get through it day by day. Keep your head clear by not medicating. You can process a whole lot better. And then getting sleep and processing the emotions. And so, yeah, prep for the day. Make a list. What things have to get done that you know? Talk to your kids. Walk through it. Make sure you're not forgetting things. Write things down. I can't believe how many things, and I remember most. I have very good memory, but there were things I would literally forget a whole conversation I had with my kid. And I swear I was listening, but it was just like it never happened, because there was just so much in my head, so much emotion, so much going on. I had a hard time processing. So make sure that you prep for the day. Write it down, get ready, pray, go to bed. It's going to be okay. And with that, those are my 5 action steps that I suggest you take the moment your spouse moves out. And my next video, I hope you join in for the next video. I'm actually going to walk us through some scripture, some Bible verses that I read that can help you navigate this a step further. So if you are interested in that, please stay tuned. This next video that's coming up, these verses go right along with the processes of the moment that they move out. And as we get going in these videos, we'll keep expanding on more tips and tricks, I guess, as you navigate this separation. And just know that you're not alone. Many people have gone through this, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I promise you, it's not a freight train coming to knock you over. I swear, it's the light. Okay, it's all good. So I'm here with you, walking with you. Be sure to check out my website, anneetters.com. You can find on there some coaching. I would love to coach you and walk you through this step by step. And then you can also just please subscribe to this channel. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, stay tuned, because the next one is coming. We're gonna dive into the Word. We're gonna dive into Scripture.